Time with George Dorunda. Tonight, Carolyn Lee, the Polish Princess, That Great Band Reflection, and The Entertainers. So get ready for the most entertaining show on television. Hi, I'm George Dorunda, and welcome to Primetime. You know, I think I should clear something up at the beginning of the program. We do get a lot of mail here at Primetime, and there's one common question that's often asked, and, well, let me just explain it. Now, if you would like to have a written transcript of tonight's program, here's what you do. Get yourself a pen and a piece of paper. Feel free to write it yourself. And on that note, let's start off the big program with a lot of notes by the Entertainers.
Been a lifetime looking for you. Single bars and good time lovers, never true. Playing a fool's game, hoping to win. Sharing those sweet lies and losing again. I was looking for love in all the wrong places, looking for love in too many faces, searching her eyes, looking for traces of what I'm dreaming of. Hoping to find a friend and I love her. One less the day I discovered another heart, looking for love. I was alone then, no love inside. I did everything I could to get me through the night. Don't know where it started or where it might end. I turned to a stranger, well, just like a friend. I was looking for love in all the wrong places, looking for love in too many faces, searching for eyes, looking for traces of what I'm dreaming of. Hoping to find a friend and I love her. Why bless the day I discovered another heart, looking for love. Play it, Joe. Traces of what I'm dreaming of. Hoping to find a friend and I love her. Why bless the day I discovered another one, looking for love. I spent a lifetime looking for you. Single bars and good time lovers, never true. Playing a fool's game, hoping to win. Sharing those sweet lies and losing again. I was looking for love in all the wrong places, looking for love in too many faces, searching for eyes, looking for traces of what I'm dreaming of. Now that I find a friend and I love her, why bless the day I discovered another heart, looking for love. looking for love.
Yes, that was Looking for Love, performed by the Entertainers. And on tonight's show, I'll be speaking very slowly in case any of you are writing down all my words. We'll be right back. Stick around.
We pledged our allegiance to it when we were young. We studied its importance when we were in our teens. We sing its praises at every sporting event. We display it when we celebrate, lower it when we mourn, and honor our heroes with it when they've fallen. It stands for what we are and what we believe in. How we treat it says a lot about us.
Yes, we're here at Sidewalk Days in Northampton, and my next guest is a crazy lady. She's been on the show before, and, well, by the way, do you have any products for royalty?
Oh, no.
Nothing for royalty at all?
No.
Well, we have the Princess of Glitz, the Polish Princess, the female Liberace. Yes, she's back. Hold on to something. It's Carolyn Lee. Well, Carolyn, welcome back to the big program. We're back here poolside. You know, when you have nice weather, you might as well utilize it, right?
I know. This is the only time of the year I don't miss Florida, George. It's just so nice and relaxing. And
You're becoming a regular fixture here on Prime Time.
yes, this is just great. You know, George, I almost feel like we're related at this point. But it's always a
Well, you
pleasure,
never know.
you know?
We could get married into the family.
You never know, right? Strange things have happened, right? But it's always nice.
And then I'll have to start glitzing up.
Yeah, you know, I've been meaning to talk to you about that, George. Now, a couple of rhinestones now and then, you know, we have to do a little something, you know. But I'm working on this. Next time,
a little something just for me.
Yeah, I don't
Maybe
really
even
know
rhinestone
what.
sneakers.
Maybe a little sun visor or something with, you know, painted gold or something, and, you know, George Dorunda and big rhinestone letters or something.
And Prime Time can light on and off.
Oh, I'm getting nervous now. You're starting to think like me. You know, that's a very bad sign.
It's
you know?
dangerous. Wait a minute. I'll have to get hold of myself.
Too many times, George.
It's catchy, isn't
It is
it?
contagious. You know, it's funny. And this is true.
Do you have other friends around the area that catch this disease?
Yes, I have to tell you about my conductor, who is the perfect match for me. As a matter of fact, his personality is so much like my husband. Very low-key, very, you know, easygoing, very... And it's gotten to the point now where, you know, he says, well, I don't mind wearing something glitzy like this, all right? And it's like, he's been with me for 2 years, almost 3 years, and I look at him and I say, do you know what you just said? And he says, I know, I caught myself, and you know what? It is scary, because I would never do these things 2 years ago. So I think it's almost contagious, you know. Yeah.
It is. You know, I myself, in my earlier days, I used to have a white tuxedo with a gold star on the back in sequins.
Oh, wow. Hey, George, that's pretty cool.
But I no longer fit in that.
Oh, well, I have that problem too. You know, I'm getting to the point where, like, well, I'm not to the point financially where Liberace was, but, you know, this was part of his problem. I think it's the Polish stock in us that, you know, when we were younger, our mothers fed us. I ate for every Polish starving child in Warsaw when I was growing up, and now I have to pay the price.
That's right. Finish all the food on your plate, or 50
right.
children will starve in Poland.
Exactly, or they're going to die, you know, so you ate everything. And, you know, but Liberace...
Yeah, but isn't it good?
Oh,
all
yes,
the Polish
I have
foods?
no. But, you know, the problem is, again, I can't afford, all my performances have 4 to 5 costume changes, as you know from previous interviews and seeing previous videos. But I can't afford costumes in like 3 different sizes, a whole wardrobe. And Liberace
Well,
used
it's
to
like
have a whole...
one of each, right?
Well, no, I have to stick to one size. I have no choice in the matter at this point. But Liberace used to have like 3 different sizes, a size up, a size down, and what he wore. In full wardrobe. I don't mean one costume of each. I mean, you know, and I used to laugh when I used to hear that. And I'm not laughing now, boy. I realize, you know, you go on the road and...
And we all know he stole some of his ideas from you.
Yeah, you heard about that,
I
huh?
heard about that.
I know. He actually got the idea of the candelabra from me, and nobody believes it. So when I told him that, before he passed away, he used to laugh when of course I thought he was going to slap me with a lawsuit, but he made a cassette that I use in my tribute to him that will be performing all over the country, is performing, and as you know, I have some good news coming up. I guess I shared this with you. The highlight of my career could be
The Liberace tribute.
Yes. Next year, they are celebrating Liberace Week in Las Vegas. And the week will run from Monday through Saturday, and they have a very active fan club still all over the country that comes in and meets, and they have dinner and they share memories and stuff like that. And they're having a whole week now. It's like almost in memory of all the contributions he made to the entertainment field, and helped so many people starting out in show business. And Wednesday, May 13th, which is the middle of the week.
Being the female Liberace.
Well, that's what the media says. I hate to think I'm a clone. I don't want anyone to take
Well, believe me,
Liberace's
you
place.
have a style all your own.
Yeah,
I can verify that.
But if you saw me on stage, I also do a lot of the Victor Borge type comedy, but mine isn't planned. See? It's just like I'm like an accident looking for a place to happen, so I turn
You're
it
like
into
two
humor.
stars in one.
Yeah, people say, what is your show like? I say, well, it's Liberace, Victor Borge, and Carolyn Lee all wrapped into one. And I mean, if you like Liberace and Victor Borge, well, you got to take your chance on the Carolyn Lee part.
And it's like primetime, always the unexpected.
Always. I mean, it's just, you just never know what to expect. But again, back to the Las Vegas, I'm very pleased I'm taking this 2-hour tribute to Lee, including the cassette he made for me about borrowing the idea of the candelabra, to Las Vegas. It will be a dinner and show at 6:30 in the evening, Wednesday, May 13th, at the Alexis Park Convention Center in Las Vegas. And I'm just so flattered. I've done a segment to him in all my performances as a tribute to him, but this will really, really be the ultimate tribute.
This could be the high point in your career.
It could. Could also be the end.
Oh, I doubt that.
Depending how many accidents happen on stage,
Just don't lock yourself in your bathroom.
I think you should probably share this with the viewers so they get an idea of my personality.
Exactly. I wanted to use the bathroom here at Carolyn's home, and I went over, and the door was locked from the outside, and she didn't have a key to get in, so we had to pick the lock.
Yes.
Only could happen to the Polish princess.
A typical Carolyn Lee day,
But speaking of other high points in your career, you did celebrate Carnegie Hall's 100th anniversary. You were invited back.
Yes. I'm just so pleased with everything that's happening. In my wildest dreams, if you said to me, it'll be 4 years, November 1st, that I made the decision to go national with this career, okay?
All this has happened in 4 years.
Less than 4 years. I'm going back to Carnegie Hall, the smaller hall, Wheel Hall, but Carnegie Hall.
Nevertheless, the name's the same.
And if you can make it there, you can make it anywhere, right? And
New York.
I know, it's like a dream come true. I never, in my wildest, expected in like 3 years to be going back to Carnegie Hall for my 3rd time. And last year, they're celebrating their 100th anniversary, which ends, I guess, probably in 4 while I'll be there. But they had started it when I was there last year. And I did a lot of selection. See, people think my show, once you've seen me, you've seen me. Well, that's not true, because I don't even know what I'm going to do. Until I get on stage, I read the audiences, and my orchestra gets so upset with me.
So it's not a set program where it's rehearsed from top to bottom.
No. There's guidelines and there's formats, mostly for costume changes, okay? But my conductor has become a standard joke now. When we go on the road, there are 3 musicians that come with me, my percussionist, my keyboardist, and my conductor, who is my first trumpet player. And we pick up musicians from different unions and, all over the country, and they get this program, and he'll say, now I have to warn you, that's just a formality. Don't even pay attention to it. Just watch
You never
me.
know what you're going to come up with.
No, and I tell them, I tell all the orchestras it builds character. Working with me, you can work with me, you can work with anyone, right? But so when I went to Carnegie Hall, I was on stage and I did some of the popular, well-requested songs, and then I decided to salute some of the stars that appeared there, and I saluted. I did Judy Garland, Somewhere Over the Rainbow. I did New York, New York by Frank Sinatra. I did a lot of the famous people that have appeared there in the course of the years. And then I proceeded to announce that, you know, I think I'm a star now, and I would like to do my personal tribute to Carnegie Hall. And I did the Stolat polka in Polish and English, which those that are Polish know. Stolat means
Are
good
you
luck.
are you the first one to play a polka in Carnegie Hall?
To salute them, yes. And I said, I guarantee that no one will salute Carnegie Hall with a Polish polka. And you know what? They didn't. So
And I don't think they ever will.
No, they won't. And this has become a standard joke, even with the Carnegie Hall Corporation. When I spoke to them about my return engagement, I had to send them dates that I'd be available and, you know, a couple of dates to choose from. And one of them said to me, you know, Miss Lee, no one did salute us with a Polish polka, you know, so that was a little different.
Once again, they'll remember you forever.
I've made my mark at Carnegie Hall, and I figured, well, one of two things will happen after this. They either will say, forget her. Carnegie Hall is supposed to be a very, very, you know, you would never be able to do this at Carnegie Hall 15, 20 years ago, you know. You had to be a very precise. Do you hear the dogs barking? Yes, this is live, folks.
This is live.
This is
The dogs are barking from their music note-cited doghouse.
Right. But 10, 15 years ago, you never did things like that, and the foolish things that I do, and the comedy, and taking
Well, show business as a whole has changed.
Yeah, it has. And you know, I'm very pleased to hear this. As you know, a lot of the greats have been dying or semi-retiring, and they're looking for new entertainers. And I wish I had $1 for every letter I get that say it's so refreshing to go to a show that's clean family entertainment.
And one of a kind.
Yes. And, you know, a new upcoming entertainer. And that's a nice compliment, you know. It comes from all these nice buses that keep coming, you know.
That's right. Keep
I
those,
love
bus,
to see
keep
these
those
tour
buses coming.
Right. And every
What-
show I do, I try to go out there and count the buses, you know.
What was your most popular song at Carnegie Hall?
Well, I played New York, New York so many times all over the country that I swear that's one of the reasons I got to Carnegie Hall. Maybe it was wishful thinking every time I played it. So needless to say, you don't go to Carnegie Hall without playing New York, New York.
So it was, how do you get to Carnegie Hall? You practice New York, New York.
Yeah, not only practice, you practice New York, New York. You know that.
Yeah, well,
type
that is kind of their theme song.
It
You think
is.
you could perform a little bit of that for us?
Oh, I'd love to.
We'll have to step into the house, but I'm ready for New York, New York. Well, New York, New York, Carolyn, you know, that sounded disgustingly wonderful.
Thank you. Boy, I always get nervous when people use those
but you've never had
adjectives, you know?
Well, of course, I have my own way of expressing my opinion.
That's true, but you entered it the right word, so that's okay.
Disgustingly wonderful.
Yes, yeah.
You know, during the cold winter months, what do you usually do? I notice you keep up your tan.
I know, people see my tan, I have one year round, and they say to me, oh, golly gee, you must spend a lot of time in the sun. How do you find the time? Wrong. You know, actually, I just make sure I travel to the right places at the right time of year, and with a minimum of effort, I can maintain a tan.
So you do have a tour of Florida for the winter?
Yes, I'll be in Florida in January this year. It's my third time back to the Pompano Beach area, and we'll be there Friday the 24th of '92, of course, and we're looking forward to returning there. And we hope to see some of these snowbirds maybe can catch us live.
Well, how can some of our viewers catch you live and in person? Where can they find out any information about the Polish princess?
Well, we have one number that if they remember carefully, it is an 800 number, 1-800-242-SHOW. What else?
What else? Well, we couldn't fit glitz into 4 letters.
I tried that. I did everything with the phone company to try to get glitz in there, and there was just no way. So finally I said, I had a list of all the things I wanted. I wanted, you know, Carolyn, or
Princess.
even Miss Lee, M-S-L-E-E. I did all those things. And
You mean Ms. Lee?
Miss Lee,
Yeah,
yeah.
that sounds like there are bugs flying by.
And finally I said, well, try show. And they called me back 2 days later. This poor operator, she was just ready to throw the towel, and she says, guess what, Miss Lee? Now we
It
felt
was
like
available.
we're related. Yeah, you know. She said, I mentioned her first name. We're on a first name basis at this point. And she said, we can give you a show. So 1-800-242-SHOW.
Well, Carolyn, once again, it's been a unique and interesting pleasure being here poolside with the princess.
Well, thank you again. It's always a pleasure doing an interview with you. It's just a lot of fun. But you know something? One thing I have to say. We laughed a lot. We got locked out of the bathroom. I mean, all these little things. Don't you ever feel guilty? I say this on stage a lot because we laugh so much. And, of course, there's so much comedy that we don't plan. And I usually tell the people, it's a shame to have so much fun and still take the money. But I will.
But keep the dollars coming, keep those tour buses
Those
coming.
tour buses, keep them coming, you know. And, you know, but don't you ever feel guilty sometimes about laughing so much and taking the money?
Where else could you have twice as much fun for half the price?
That's true. Again, thank you for having me back again.
And thanks for being on, and we'll have to come back again.
Well, when we have an update of even something more unique.
Well,
How
in the
can I
career of the
outdo
princess,
this?
there are always updates.
How can I outdo this? I mean, you know, maybe a rhinestone roof next time or something, George, I don't know.
Oh, then
A landmark for the airplanes as
I'll
they
tell
fly
you what,
low.
we'll never miss the house.
Never.
Thanks again, Carolyn.
Okay, George, my pleasure.
See what I mean? Crazy lady. Who else would wear diamonds and sequins to sit poolside? By the way, Carolyn suggested I find something like this for band outfits. Well, I don't know, but we'll be right back with Reflection. Stick around.
When I first got my license, every time I left the house, my parents would say, "Remember to buckle up, dear." But I never did. Just didn't seem too cool. Besides, most of the time I was only going around the block. You know how parents are. Always telling you what to do. But you know what? I wish I'd listened. I really do.
Okay, we're back here at Sidewalk Days in Northampton, and here's something the princess would like: sneakers with diamonds. And now it's time for Reflection, performing Unchained Melody.
Whoa, my love, my darling, I've hungered for your touch a long, lonely time. And time goes by so slowly, and time can do so much. Are you still mine? I need to the sea, to the open arms of the sea. Yeah. Lonely riverside, wait for me, wait for me. I'll be coming home, wait for me. And oh, my love, my darling, I've hungered for your touch, her long, lonely time. And time goes by so slowly, and time can do so much. Are you still mine? Your love, I need your love, sweet your love to me.
Well, that was Reflection. And what? Huh? We're done already? Good night, everybody.
You know, Piggy, everybody's trying to save energy. What can we do?
Don't waste electricity.
You can make a difference. Write National Wildlife Federation, Washington, D.C. 20036.